Yes. Hi.
Hello.
This is my friend. My cousin Caitlin. Oh, this is not Snapchat, so I have to here. I just want to let everybody know that we're black because I dropped a few N bombs in the last podcast. So this is my word. This is our word, so I can use it as I please. Nigga, give me back my camera. Hey. All right.
That's right.
All right. All right, here we go. We're going to do this podcast in my new car. Okay, here we go. All right, sync us. Clap.
All right.
Clap.
Action.
All right, thank you. We should have done that at the beginning of the video. All right, cool. Here we go. Now. Hi. I lost my train of thought. Okay.
What?
All right, here we go. A little bit of housekeeping. So, I've been thinking about what the fuck to do with this podcast. And I have a name for it when we're done with this Justice League stuff. But I'm not going to reveal it now. I have a new logo made. So, the logo that I'm going to display on this one is the old logo. So, I'm kind of sad because I took my time making this logo. And now I'm not using it. I'm already changing it. It's still basically the same, but I have a new personal logo. It's not the G anymore.
So it's not the one that you posted on Instagram with your close friends.
Oh yeah, it's that one.
Oh, it's that one. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So
I made one the GREX series logo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, since we don't have a name right now, so today is Corey.
No, it's not. Absolutely. I was so dead. I'm full of energy right now. Before I picked this girl up, I was like, man, I'm dying. But
this guy's kombucha.
It's not kombucha. It's yerba mate.
Same thing. It's still hippie as fuck.
No, yeah, it is because energy drinks would kill you, and I'm trying to live to be 100. Thank you. So again, like I said, housekeeping. Yeah, I promised a lot of things for this channel. If you read the community section, sorry, and I didn't come through on any of it because life is real, things happen, and also I'm a procrastinator and I'm lazy. So, and then I got this new vehicle and there's a lady, and not this one. I have my lady.
Hell no, not this one.
Not this. This is, like I said, this one's basically my blood. I love her, but I don't love her like that. But yeah, things are just. I'm just trying to find time to do things, especially with the things I do over at Illuminati. So yeah, stay tuned. Things are coming, and this Justice League thing, I'm gonna finish it. So. This episode will be up today. No, maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna be realistic because I may see my lady tonight. So Sunday, early Sunday maybe, or midday Sunday. It's gonna be up. What's today? What's today?
Today is the 13th.
March 13th. It is 3:38 p.m. So this will be up. Real talk, it's gonna be up tomorrow. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat, and I'm probably gonna take a nap when we're done with this shit.
I'm gonna eat too, but I'm not almost 40-something years old.
Look,
so I'm not gonna take a nap after this.
Look. Naps are good. Alright? Okay, here we go. So, this whole Zack Snyder universe thing started with Man of Steel. Man of Steel was low-key produced by what's the guy's name? Not produced by, he was a producer on this.
He was Christopher Nolan.
Yes, Christopher Nolan. So
from the Dark Knight series.
Yes, so the whole concept of getting the audience interested in the man and not the hero. That whole concept, just kind of how the Dark Knight got you interested in Bruce Wayne before he became Batman. Like, I didn't give a fuck if Batman was on screen or not when I was watching The Dark Knight, because I was into everything.
Yeah, it's definitely a darker version of Superman that they wanted to do, and that's why they brought in Christopher Nolan to give that darker version, because we don't get a darker version. That's not really who Superman is in the comics, at least in the early comics.
Not darker, but
But
realistic.
yeah, more realistic, but it's still more gritty, and he's dealing with real problems versus what Superman's supposed to be from comics, and being this Boy Scout, this all-American Boy Scout, and having this thing where he's a hero he has all the power, but he's all pure, right? Like, he's the purest thing on the earth, and with all that power, it's great that he is.
Yeah, basically, like, the whole problem with Superman is how do we make him relatable? And I think they found the answer to that with Superman and Lois. You make him a daddy. Because I'm not a father, but I'm like, motherfucker, I know what you're going through.
Right? First of all,
I'm a son. I know I was an angsty, I was a sad teenager, but I get it.
Yeah, no, I do love that show. I love watching it. Even though it's a CW show, not bashing CW superhero shows.
It doesn't feel like a CW show.
It doesn't. It's more, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what like station it'd be on, but it doesn't feel like a CW show, really.
Yeah, it has that DC Universe HBO Max feel to it.
Yeah, it's not really about the superhero. It's not really about Superman and him going through like action scenes and all these super battles, but it's more of just again, like they said in the trailer, it's more of his home life.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I should have had a segue for it, but I just like fuck it. Let's just get started.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb, so I'm expecting a message, just so you know. And we're gonna I was gonna write notes, but I didn't.
I wrote notes.
Yeah, but
I wrote 2 pages of notes.
Look, okay, thank you for being
professional.
Yeah, look, yes. I started watching this last night and I fell asleep, and I woke up. He was just like, ha! He was flying and shit. I'm like, fuck! I missed like a nice chunk of movie. And then I finished it this morning. So, and I was like, this is really early. I'm like, fuck! I don't feel like writing anything. So I have my iPad right here, and we're just gonna scrub through the movie and talk about it.
All right.
Hopefully, we're not gonna be in here for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, no. I've been like binging out on this movie with all the reviews and all different facts and everything that could go in, all different theories and all this stuff, and I definitely don't want to sit through almost 3 hours again. But anyway, let's go and let's review Man of Steel.
Okay, here we go. This is the intro. You know what? If you look on my YouTube channel, and there I did like a reveal of my logo, the one that you're looking at now, the G-boat is what I call it. And this intro, the WB intro. Oops.
Please don't hit
this
the microphone.
This is Corey touching the mic again. The whole intro. Let me get to it real quick.
I like this part
right here.
Yeah.
That it's an homage to this. If you see it, I'll link it in the description. So I'm homage this. So I don't know how I'm gonna get this with my new logo.
But with this, if you notice, like everything written on these logos are all Kryptonian phrases.
Yeah.
This is in Kryptonian language, which is really cool. I love the detail in just this intro part with all like the with just their logos introducing the movie.
And this is the old DC Comics logo. I hate it. When they changed it to this, I was like, what the hell is this? It was like, oh, does it look like a page turning? I'm like, no, it's ugly.
Yeah, I wasn't into it.
I don't like it. I like the one we have now. So
yeah, me too.
Right here with the birth of Clark. And we have, when I seen this recently, and I was like, I recognize this girl from somewhere. And I don't know the actress name, but she was on Daredevil. That was Kingpin's boo.
Okay.
What was it? You know her name?
I don't remember.
You remember her character name in Daredevil?
No, I haven't.
Vanessa. Is it Vanessa?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched Daredevil in a long
I'm pretty
time.
sure it's Vanessa. But I low key. I think she's pretty. So
yeah,
I'll marry her. I mean, I don't know how old she is, but I'll wipe her up.
I love, like, with this scene, they couldn't have any doctors because this is, like, the first natural birth in centuries.
Yeah.
For Krypton.
They
and
do
it's like
the cloning shit.
And this dude, like, he doesn't know what to do to his wife. He's not letting her hold his hand or do anything. And this is like an homage to Lion King right here. When Simba was born, all the animals are...
Yeah, that's what I watched when I watched it this morning or yesterday, well, over the past 2 days. Zack Snyder mentioned that because this is the first Kryptonian birth in like ages, he wanted it to seem like that Clark Kent's birth is resonating with Kryptonian nature and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're basically king of the jungle, like in the food chain. They're the kings, and so all the animals know it. Animals know food chains. They understand, which I think is really cool. I think that scene is really cool, and it ends off with the sun, which again is like the circle of life kind of thing in Lion King.
One of my favorite things about this movie is when I forgot when this was the Fat Man on Batman podcast, and Kevin Smith was talking about this movie, and he brought up Kryptonian baby dick. I'll never forget that because there is Kryptonian baby dick in this movie.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a funny phrase. Anyway, let's just wrap up this whole Krypton scene.
Okay. So that because that's their huge thing.
Other thing about Krypton, their technology, everything is kind of has this sort of organic bone look to it. That's something. When making this movie, they took the old Donner movies and they're like, fuck them. Not in a sense that that shit is crap. We want to do Superman brand new, so let's not draw references from anything that came before. And also all the weird grooves and stuff in Krypton in the Earth. The Earth, I'm using quotations, Earth, not as in our planet, but as in
Krypton.
Yeah, the ground.
Yeah.
That's basically the planet dying. So if you this show is not canon, but the show Krypton on Sci-Fi, which it was on Sci-Fi. Now you can watch it on HBO Max. Yeah. Or no, CW Seed. I think you can watch it on.
Yeah, CW Seed. I think I watched it on CW Seed.
Yeah, this show draws references from this movie, but they use the old Kryptonian language from the comic books.
Yeah.
But the whole feel of Krypton is very much like this movie, and you can kind of get an idea of what Krypton looked like before it started to die off and wither away and all that jazz.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm into this version of Krypton. I like the Crystal version from the Donner movies. That's like the standard. It's in the comic books. It's in the TV shows.
I like this Krypton because it shows that they have issues. I feel like with the Crystal version, it's more of like, oh, Krypton's perfect and nothing can compare to Krypton. When in reality, Krypton's a mess at this point. They don't.
Is this gonna be a problem?
Yes.
Because it's fucking hot.
Yes, it's gonna be a problem. That sounds all getting into the mic.
If I turn it down.
See how it looks right here? That's basically what's happening to this mic.
Well, I have the AC on because we're sitting in the car because my car is soundproof, but it's also like low key warm in here.
Yeah, so there might be
you hear a humming.
There'll be a humming sound. Yeah. But I like that they make Krypton look not perfect. Like it looked like it was dying. Like things are wrong that should have been fixed, and people are obviously at war at Krypton. So I like that they didn't do the crystal thing because to me, crystal means perfect and it means pure, and that's not what Krypton is. It's a war planet basically. They're going through war, and they're and they even say that they go to other planets and like basically they infest other planets.
Not infest. They're colonize. That was the early days of Krypton. They're just trying to kind of I can't say that word. You know.
Well, they're basically
trying to be America. They go into other planets just trying to take their shit.
Yeah, but they're also like the Romans more. They're more the Romans because they have a stricter kind of set than American colonies did. So, and they're invading other places to all be under the same rule. The difference between that and the American colonies is American colonies were there to get away from their previous rules. So I think Krypton is more of like a Greek and Roman type of society. going on.
You got way too. I wasn't even going.
I have in my notes Greek references and Roman details.
But basically, it seems like Krypton was like super technologically advanced. If you look at like their ships, you can tell like, oh, things were very like they had technology like we did. Mm-hmm. But as things started to decline, they started to rely on more organic means.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's Krypton in a nutshell. The Codex, primal first Kryptonian, whatever that thing is, it has all the DNA of the Kryptonian people, and that's in Clark Kent.
Yeah, that's in Superman now.
Yeah, that's he is the last hope of Krypton, like in a literal sense.
He is definitely, and
so I like that. I like that analogy.
And speaking of the Codex and everything, what it means, and all the people, like everybody on Krypton has their family crest on their chest.
Oh yeah,
right?
That's the most important thing of the fucking movie, and I was going to skip right through it.
I like how, I mean, obviously we know that Kal-El's his crest means hope. And it's and it was detailed that I forget the names, but the writers of Superman, when they were writing this part in the Secret Origins, his name, because it means El, right? That's his last name, which in Hebrew means God. And we know that Zack Snyder in this movie does a lot of references to religion and him being Christ and him being God. And I'll get to more of that later in the movie because there's a lot bigger references in the movie. But if you notice with Zod's crest, right? I forget what it meant. It
looked like a damn hammer.
Well, actually, I think it looks more like a scythe. If
there
you
you go.
At it. And so he represents death, and he is killing a bunch of people. And you'll see later on in the movie that he doesn't care. He'll kill as many innocent people as he wants. That's what he says. But it's like really strict. Like he has one point of view, and his crest kind of goes into a straight point, rather than Superman's. Their crest goes into a wave representing life and representing this flow
kind of like
of everything.
in the old Justice League movie. There's like, why you got an S on your chest, Superman? And he's like, oh, it's like a winding river.
Yeah, but it could also mean life. Like it has a path, which it has windy paths, and that's what life is rather than Zod's. It's a point.
This version of the Superman logo is my favorite. Like if I'm ever to get a Superman shirt, it's gonna be the Man of Steel crest. And not like the old school crest, because I like how it's an S, but it's not an S.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look just straight up like an S.
Yeah.
I was watching this new that came out last year, this new Superman movie, this animated one, that's on HBO Max, and it was like Superman, a Man of Tomorrow movie.
Oh yeah.
And I hated that Superman. When they asked what the S means, he's like, "Oh, it stands for Superman." And I was like,
that's what all the Earthlings think.
Yeah, but that's what Clark thought too. He's the one that said it.
Well, who was he talking to? Was he talking to a boy?
He was talking to Lois.
Oh, damn!
Like in an interview, and it was just like,
in old versions of Superman, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
because his mama made his suit. And
yeah,
he's like, oh, you're Superman.
In that movie, his mom made his suit, but she did tell him that this came from this was what he was swaddled in when he arrived to Earth, and she just used those materials to create his suit. So that S was already there.
Oh shit.
So, but he didn't. Again, in that movie, he didn't know about his past. He was figuring out like these were like the origins of Superman. But this is him like becoming Superman in that movie. I just thought it was funny, and I kind of hated that like he really didn't seem like he wanted to look more into that, which is
yeah. His mama told him enough.
No, she didn't tell him anything in that movie. He's the one that decided what that meant.
Oh,
that was my issue.
I need to watch that movie. Those animated movies, they're like whatever. Some are good. And then some are just like, well, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to this movie.
All right, back to Man of Steel.
Okay, so Kryptonian politics.
This is
Zod gets caught and taken to the Venom Zone, and then Krypton blows up.
Yep. So that's the end of Krypton. I mean, they put Superman in that. They put Kal-El in that pod. He goes off. Zod and his crew get placed into the Phantom Zone for their crimes, and then we find out later on that that'll come up, and there's a reason why they're not in the Phantom Zone anymore because of Krypton's destruction.
Yeah, now This is Earth's fate if we don't fucking get our shit together.
For real.
Yeah. So here we are on Earth, and Clark is doing his Superman thing.
I love the
you know what this part. Thing? Oh, who's fucking saved him when he's in the water with the whales? It was Aquaman. I'm like, nah, bro, he saved himself. He was awake. He was just chilling. Right?
It wasn't. It was just a coincidence. But I love the beginning part of Superman getting all these different jobs, right?
Yeah, and he's just nomading around.
This is a great, and I've heard this before, other people say this is a great relation to an immigrant story. Because Clark is an immigrant. He's not from Earth. He's trying to fit in. He does multiple jobs because that is what immigrants do when they come to a new place. They go through a bunch of jobs to try and find what they want to do and what will help them and provide for them. And I love that in this whole movie they keep this immigrant story going through, and even at the end of the movie, like I'll get to it once we get to the end, but there is a great line that is said between Clark and Lois at the very, very end of the movie that kind of wraps up and has this great ending for an immigrant story, like this happy ending for an immigrant story.
You want to know what's funny? Superman is the most American superhero, and he's an immigrant. So what does that say? The most American people are immigrants.
Like he said at the very end when he was talking about to the general, and when he shut down his.
I've been living here my whole life, bro.
He's like, I'm from Kansas.
I'm an alien, but I was raised here, so I was like, I don't know nothing else.
Yeah, but again, we'll get to that stuff when we get to the end. But I just love the beginning part. This next part we're at is when he's starting to develop his powers. Yeah,
these are. Let's kind of put all the flashbacks together. This is not like a dig, but I don't think any of the young versions of Clark look like a young Henry Cavill, but they all look like young Clark Kent.
Yeah,
you get what I mean? They have this dark hair and a bright blue eyes, and they just all look like baby Clarks. And
they do,
but they don't look like they don't look like Henry Cavill at all.
No, there's the part where we're at and he gets his powers and it's overwhelming, right? If you hear the score that's happening, it's like really intense. It's Superman's score, but it's really intense. There's a bunch going on in that. And then once we get to the part where his mom comes in to help him, she says the line, make the world smaller. If you notice in the score, it starts going and turns into a simple piano solo of his theme.
The music girl here talking about music,
showing that though he's focusing on one thing, like he's not overwhelmed anymore. He's finally going in tune with his powers, which I think is super cool. With that part, I think that part is really, really cool.
And then here we are. We skipped way ahead. This is when he meets that dickhead dude in the bar when he's working as a bartender.
I love that part because he wasn't gonna hurt him.
I just wish he would have let him hit him.
I mean, he did. He pushed him and he didn't move.
But like he shoved him and he didn't even budge. And
it was like hitting this car. It's not moving.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious, and this guy still tries to intimidate him. Like, obviously, if I shove somebody and they didn't move, all my intimidation is gone.
He's still trying to be, but there are people like him out there, like for reals.
There are, like Donald Trump.
And I seen I think there's a TikTok or something. This white dude was in a liquor store and he just kept throwing down the N-word, and this black dude was like, "Hey, can you stop?" And he just he wasn't being racist, but he was throwing that word around.
Yeah.
And then the black dude, he had like a tall can, and he slapped him with it. And then he fell down. And he's like, "I'm all right, dude. I'm all right." And he's like, and he's just trying to play it off like nothing happened. He just got slapped with a can.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
So yeah, these are all the flashbacks, and we catch up.
There's one part.
You got stuff?
Yeah. I have one more thing. There's one part because this goes on to like Papa Kent, Clark's dad, Jonathan, and I love the part when he saves the school, like his class.
Oh, the school bus. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a really important scene because a lot of people saw him.
You know my favorite part in that scene?
Huh?
He what did he say? He called him Dick Splash.
Stupidest name. Like, stupidest.
Come on, Dick Splash.
Says that. And I love that kid just became a nerd.
Oh, yeah, then he became one of them.
Right? But that part, like, it was so, when it all happens and then, like, suddenly people in Smallville start comparing him to being a god and all that stuff, and you get more of that religious stuff. It's like
everybody knows Clark's secret in Smallville, like on the low, but they don't say anything.
Exactly, but I love when Jonathan tells Clark, he tells him, like, sometimes you have to let people die. Like, it's hard for that.
We're going to get to that part.
Yeah.
In a bit.
Okay.
But yes, Dick Splash.
And he actually went splash because he went down the water. That was a foreshadow. That bus goes down.
Come on, Dick Splash. And then the bus goes. Okay. All right.
I think that kid is really hindsight.
And then
the hero hindsight. It's the stupidest hero.
So we're introduced to Lois Lane. And something about Amy Adams' Lois Lane is kind of like the kid Clark Kent's. She doesn't look like Lois Lane, but if she was to walk up and be like, "Hey, I'm Lois Lane," I'll be like, "Yes, you are."
Yeah.
She's a good Lois Lane, but she doesn't look like Lois Lane.
No, I mean,
although like in Superman and Lois, I don't want to be rude to the. I don't know actors' names, all right, but the Lois Lane on TV now. She, I'm not gonna say anything rude, but I mean she's a good Lois Lane, but I think Amy Adams is a more appealing Lois Lane.
Definitely. I mean, I agree with you. Like, she's not my favorite Lois Lane in the TV show, mostly because I mean, looks aside, like, obviously she probably looks more like Lois Lane than this Lois Lane in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just about looks for Lois Lane, it's that confidence. I didn't get that really from the TV one, even though she's really trying to be, like, really confident and, like, going out in dangerous situations and not giving a fuck. But I don't know, there's still, like, part of me that I'm like, I feel like she's holding back. I feel like she's not as confident as she thinks she is.
I guess because we haven't seen too much of her yet.
Yeah.
But because this one, she pretty much lived Lois Lane's entire freaking timeline in 2 movies.
Yeah, I mean, right now, she just up and went to Antarctica for a story. I mean, this part, I mean, I know in the real world, not just anybody can go to Antarctica, and really not a reporter really can go to Antarctica. It's not a place like a normal person's gonna go to. Or be allowed to go to, because you need to go through, like, training, you need to go through all this stuff. I mean, she's just going for a story that really, like, I don't know why the government's letting her right now.
People there taking care of her, then she doesn't really need
But I still don't know why the government's even letting her come with them.
She's freaking Pulitzer Prize journalist Lois Lane. She can do whatever the fuck she wants to.
I guess.
Is it Pulitzer or Bullet? What
the
Pulitzer? What? That word?
The Pulitzer?
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called that. I mean, correct us if we're wrong. Like,
we're always wrong. It's okay.
Shoot us down. It's fine.
So here, this Kryptonian ship, I like to refer to it as the Fortress because this is just like the modern version of the Fortress.
Oh, I definitely think it's the Fortress.
But because we all know Superman, you throw the crystal in the ice and it makes the crystal castle, and or there are other versions where he just I think the animated series where he just burrows into the Arctic and makes his fortress within Earth as opposed to it being a Kryptonian structure on Earth, and he collects pretty much the last surviving organisms from other planets, and he has like an alien zoo. But this is pretty much like a Kryptonian ark. Yeah. So, and it's in the Arctic. So it has all the vibes of being a fortress, but it just never lives up to being that version of the of the fortress. Because it sits in the middle of Metropolis after this.
Yeah. But no, I love this because it's a great way of bringing up the fortress and him finding out. It's like a true way of him finding out who he is.
That's exactly what happens.
It is how it happens, but it's better than if I like this more than it happened in like Kansas or something. If he found that out, more in Kansas.
because like in the Donner movies, he he takes the crystal and he builds the fortress, and then the fortress has. It's like he grew a building, and then the building had a computer in it, and that just is super wild. Yeah. He grew a computer. He grew a building, and it's just like what?
There's things that I'm like with past Superman movies. Where I mean, there's my favorite quotation mark super movie was Superman 3 when he rebuilt the Great Wall of China with his mind.
You know what? Superman has some wild ass powers back in the day.
He does have some wild ass powers, but I love that scene in the movie because I thought it was just hilarious in the movie, like in a live action. I mean,
movie. he was doing wild shit in it because he turned the world back in time because Lois died.
Yeah,
and he's just like and I was like, nah.
He was definitely more emotional back then. He was fighting. I mean, he was
Superman, he's an emotional guy.
He's an emotional guy. That's the difference between him and Batman.
Batman is sad, but he doesn't let you know he's sad.
Exactly.
Superman, you'll see him sad, and you better fucking look out, because he's either going to quit or he's going to kill you.
Exactly. But when Lois and Clark meet for the first time in this scene, it's great seeing like from after you watch the movie all the way through, it's a great foreshadowing thing. You know how she was coming out of the helicopter, right? And at least I think it was a helicopter. And she kind of like stumbles and he catches her. That's like a great like foreshadowing and like basically like define their whole relationship as like at the very end of the movie, like
I'm always going to be there to catch you.
Exactly. Always. Like it's a great meeting and when she goes to this ship, like he protects her and he kind of welcomes her. He has her being welcomed into he's gonna find out is his home and that she's a part of it. And I'll get to it at the very end, but it's a great foreshadowing for another moment at the very, very end of the movie, which I love. This part exactly here, if you notice.
With the pods?
Yeah, they'll do an up-close thing with the pods, and you see one is open, right? The cryopods.
Yeah, Zack brought that up. He's like, what is it? He did that on purpose. He doesn't know what he's doing with it yet, but he left that opening for himself to come back to it.
I would love it if it was Supergirl.
No, this Kryptonian shit is 20,000 years old. That's what he said. 20,000.
Who knows if it opened late? I mean, we don't know. We don't know if it opened very
like
late.
It could have opened recently, like when they found it.
Exactly. How do we know it didn't open?
No, but Supergirl's whole thing was to go look out after Clark. Mm-hmm. So, I mean...
I don't know.
I mean, they could change the
Maybe
story.
Maybe it's a twist. It's a movie. It's not the comics.
New Supergirl's not even white, the new one.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, wow, what are we going to do here? This is different. And we're trying to do a black Superman, too? They have Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, nah, he's not Superman. No.
I don't know.
If Chadwick Boseman was still around, R.I.P.
Right, that would have been great.
But then he was Black Panther. That's like conflict of interest, but still.
Two different companies.
Or Idris Elba.
We've seen people from DC go into Marvel. We've seen vice versa.
I know, but he's still making those movies. If it's still been 2 years and Black Panther's over, then fine.
I don't know.
He's playing both sides of the lane at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
All right, Kryptonian ship. It's the fortress, low key, and Lois is here, and military people. And does he find his suit right here? Lois gets hurt.
Yes.
And
yes, because he has that whole thing with his dad, with the hologram of his dad, and he shows him the super suit.
Oh yeah, he just moves the fortress. Room colorized.
I love that. Like when she tries to bring the story out, the government says like, "Oh, there was not a ship there." I don't know what you're talking about.
The government stay lying. They'll lie to you in your face.
I know, but I just
love
it.
The sky is blue. No, it's not. What do you mean? What is the color blue?
I don't know what that is. It's a new thing.
And I have arrived at the inescapable conclusion that the object and its occupant did not originate on
You know what? I seen Amy Adams in like other movies, but in this one, I'm like super crushing on her. I'm like, girl.
Oh, she's great in this movie.
Look at them blues. And I'm not a fan of Blue Eyes, but Jesus Christ.
So, I love how Perry.
Perry! Yes, Perry White. My jokes on Perry White. Perry White is not white. He's black. Perry Black.
Oh my god. I was gonna into a serious race thing right now, but you ruined it with your joke. I was literally gonna get into race at the moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You totally.
Sorry, did I kill the mood?
Okay, so
sorry,
Perry
Black. We're talking about Perry Black. Go
yes.
ahead.
So I love so this part when Perry is not wanting to run her story, right? And he says, I forget the actual.
You run about alien shit, Lois. This ain't you.
But paraphrasing the actual quote, he's saying that the planet isn't ready for somebody like that. Like they'll be scared of
the planet as in
Earth.
Oh, not as in the Daily Planet.
No, as in Earth, as everyone. I mean, it's going to change people's minds of what they think human is.
Oh, yeah, in a few days.
All that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I related, I know this is far-fetched, but only because I'm only isolating this movie with this cast, not the comics, because obviously Perry was not black in the comics. So, but I'm kind of like how he says it kind of makes it more racial to me too, where I feel like it's a relation of knowing how, like, he feels to be, like, I was an outcast, because obviously he's older, and he definitely went through racism and all this stuff, and he's now in this huge, big position that I feel like maybe he went through stuff to where people aren't ready for a black editor of, like, the number one news.
Yeah, like people
newspaper.
Weren't ready for a black president, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so maybe it's...
Then it happened, and it was all right.
Yeah, so I feel like he's not mad at her for the story, really. Like, he likes that she found this, and part of him believes her at this moment, but he gives this part, he's like, well, I mean, if he's been living here all this time, I wouldn't want somebody to out me out. That's not me.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
So I feel like he really feels for who she's talking about.
That's just like if you were gay and then, you tell your best friend and then he goes tells your parents.
Exactly.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. It's like, damn.
But that's what I felt. That was like my feeling on that part.
Okay, where are we going next? Oh, he's still on Krypton. Oh, Krypton, we were colonizers.
So this is more of the... So that's where he gets his super suit.
So this is do you have anything to say about, how's this super suit in this Kryptonian ship all of a sudden?
I do have something to say with how he's learning about Krypton and its destruction. I don't know if you got the relation, but how they made like the images of the people in Krypton is very related to
propaganda.
It's related to Greek statues and their history and how they tell their history through statues and all that. And they bring this up a couple times in the movie, but they bring up Plato's Republic.
And he was reading that book, right?
Mm-hmm. He was reading that book when he was getting knocked down by bullies. But Plato's Republic really resonates with Krypton's beliefs of social engineering. So that's what Plato's Republic is. It's having a society to where you, when somebody is born, you take what their characteristics and where they're from, and you put them into a certain line of work.
That's straight up. That was what the TV show was about.
Yeah.
Classism and stuff like that.
But this is what they're doing in this movie, and so they bring up Plato's Republic a lot, and that's what Zod's views is directly with Plato. And I mean, obviously, Krypton didn't make it, and just like with Plato's ideals, he was his ideals didn't make it either. They got destroyed and they got crumbled. So obviously, like, it's a relationship where, like, it sounds good on paper, but it's not good in reality because you're not putting in any human emotion or human drive in there. You're literally putting only logic going on in there.
Yeah. But basically, what Snyder was saying about this scene is that people had theorized that maybe this was a L family ship, which is why his suit was in there.
Oh, I definitely believe it.
But then also, what he likes is what he thinks is that Jor-El made it on the spot for him.
That'd be cool.
And then he also mentioned that Jor-El is wearing a black version of his suit, which is the L family. They all wear it in black. But his version is, the Superman colors, blue, red, and yellow, and that's like the public face for the House of L, just the hope and optimism of this person going to save the world kind of analogy.
Not canon. It's not canon, but the show Krypton, they introduced how they got the super suit, and it was like his grandfather's suit in the show. I wouldn't be mad if that's what they went for, But that's what they did in the show. It was an old version of the House of L's suits and their clothing, which is interesting. I mean,
I don't remember that.
If I'm wrong, quote me on, like, take me down on it. But I think that's what I remember from the show. That it went all the way back to his grandfather's. Like, that was his grandfather's
grandfather,
suits.
but I don't think I gotta watch it. I don't think they all wore clothes with their crest on it.
Well, that was like
and then his grandfather wore super. I'm using quotations. Super.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was. I think it was. Was it blue or was it black? I don't know. It was like in the center of his chest.
Yeah.
But everybody else wore it on a patch on the side, like a badge.
Well, in the show Krypton, like, it wasn't like everybody wore those colors or whatever. Again, like you said,
it
was like you are the house's warrior or you're their leader, and you're like the highest ranking in that house. That's why you got that color.
But yeah, in that show, their color was blue, like on it. Blue. But Clark gets his super suit, and I just want everybody to know this movie takes place in a span of a week. So, like, people's like, oh man, Superman blew up, fucking knocked down buildings in Krypton. I mean, Metropolis. I'm like, bro, he just learned to fly a few days ago.
Right?
He wasn't
even good at it in the beginning.
He didn't even know what. He didn't even know. He just found out who he was the week his people came and invaded Earth.
Yeah.
So that man is going through a lot. He's emotional. They attacked his mama.
Mm-hmm.
And
you don't attack Martha.
And he met his daddy for the first time.
Exactly.
His real birth daddy. So it's just like everything people expect Superman to be is not who Clark Kent is yet.
This is
Clark Kent year one.
Yeah, exactly. I like it when he's first learning how to fly, right? They paid homage to where in the old comics, used to just jump really high to places. They did that, but it was like him like trying to figure it out how to fly.
The history of Superman flying, Fawcett Comics made their own Superman, which was Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, which is now known. Shazam. He goes by Shazam now. R.I.P. Captain Marvel. Yeah. His name got stolen, but he was the first superhero to fly, and then DC acquired Fawcett Comics, and they Shazam became a DC hero, and then all of a sudden next issue, Superman's flying. There you go. Yep. Superman stole the power.
I mean, it's better that he flies. If he's this huge guy, like he's like one of the most powerful, jumper. And if he can't fly, but other people can, like that's kind of like why?
I mean, if we never knew Superman was a flyer, then it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have those space battles either. So he'd have to have something with him to go into space. He couldn't just like go into space.
Oh well, maybe, what if he could jump into space?
I mean, he's gonna have to fall eventually. So. He can't have a balanced space and just be there from a jump. Or else, if you're going by that logic, that he's floating in space and he won't be able to get down unless he charges.
He's stuck. All right.
There's a part.
So we did the flying thing. He's jumping.
Yeah.
Then he goes back home. He meets Lois. Then, here we are at this spot. Everyone's favorite part of the movie. The tornado.
That damn tornado.
I don't think... I didn't have a problem with this scene. I know people do, and they hate it to hell. Oh, he went back to save a dog. Some people treat their dogs like family.
I would have been probably the same amount of sad if they let the dog die. Because I mean, when they went out of the car to see the tornado, they literally closed the doors on that dog. Like that dog was scared shitless right there. Like you could have let him out sooner, and then if they let him out sooner, maybe they could have got.
Yeah, if they would have left the doors open, the dog would have ran out the car.
That was their fault. Why Jonathan died?
I guess that's just reaction. When you get out the car, you close the door. That's just like a reflex.
I guess, but I don't know if you're seeing a natural disaster happen.
Would you close the door?
Yeah.
I mean, you won't know until you're in that situation.
I guess, but I mean, like to me, it's like they didn't have to close the door. The dog could have already been gone, and Jonathan would have been alive.
Then he would have died of a heart attack.
Exactly. So that's my only issue with this scene is just it's just that.
Yeah,
it's
and then it's just the
somewhat.
fact that Superman can't save everyone. And then I mean, it's not like, oh, I know you're in trouble, I'm not going to save you. If he sees you're in trouble, then he'll save you. But it's just the fact that he almost has this ability to save everyone at any given moment. And then that kind of puts Ware and all this, I don't know what word I'm looking for. It makes him responsible for things that he shouldn't be as a person, I guess you can say. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think so.
Like let's say I'm at work, right? And my job is to fucking sweep the floors. But then I sweep the floors, I wipe down the counters, I take out the trash. I'm doing everything that's outside of my scope of my job occupation. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not his responsibility to do that, even though he has the ability to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I just, when Jonathan puts his hand out there being like, no, don't save me.
You know,
that's the hardest thing for Clark to do. I mean, it's one thing saving a bunch of kids from a drowning bus, right? But it's another to like have to stop himself from saving his dad. Like he really could save his dad, but I mean, again, it's people are still watching. I mean, maybe some of those people have saw what he did at that with the bus scene, and they're probably wondering like, you let him die, like why'd you let him die? But it's just, it's still so sad. That part's still really sad.
Something else that's
it's like, did Jonathan really have to make a dad point at that moment? Like,
I mean,
like he was making a point.
I mean, people like take this scene to the extreme, and a story was told. I mean, if you don't like it, cool, but I mean, you can't fault the whole entire movie based on this scene. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It has a meaning. I can understand if it didn't have a meaning, but it was just the whole point. Like, the world is not ready to see you yet, and also you can't save everyone. So
yeah, it showed that. I mean, it showed that in like, it's foreshadowing that in Clark's life, in Superman's life, that he is gonna have people he can't save. Like, he really can't do it at that moment. Like, think of like if he's like super out of public, and he sees immediately like what he's as Clark Kent at that point, and he sees an accident happen like right there, right? And the people are probably already dead at that point. He can't save him at that point because he was Clark Kent. He can't.
Yeah,
like,
he can if he flies around the earth and turn back time.
No, he's not doing that again. That's a cheat. That's cheating. Okay. I personally don't like that he can turn the world around. That's cheating. That's not. That's doing it for selfish reasons, honestly.
Yeah, that's a Barry Allen thing.
And we know how that turns out. Flashpoint is not good.
It was cool, but it wasn't good.
It definitely, like,
well,
yeah,
I mean, comic book Flashpoint. I mean, TV show Flashpoint was kind of lame. Oh, this scene right here when look, I want you to watch it because I want you to see what I see. This right here. Okay. Look at her. Look at her flowy hair and look at the tiny hips. Look at that. Jesus.
No, she is very hot. And he knows it.
This was a moment. It's like, I think I'm into this lady.
I told you not to run with this.
Oh man.
You let Woodburn just shot.
And it's not like she ain't got her ass out or she ain't showing her boobs or nothing. She's just she's just looking pretty.
I'm dropping it.
Back to the movie.
I'm sorry.
This has become the Lois Lane podcast.
Yeah. But yes, that's like my favorite. I just watch her walk through the halls. I'm just, damn girl, I see you.
All right, so at this.
What?
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay, what's after that?
The next part, I think, the better part to go to is more of the fight. Because at this
he
point,
comes home. He's like, "Mama, I found my people."
Yeah,
oh yeah, man. This is the whole. I like this because then the movie turns into like an alien invasion movie.
It really does. Like how Zod is portrayed on those TVs. Like,
you are not alone.
That's like humans' worst fear. Like if aliens came, having them like come out like that is like terrifying. Oh, stop at this part.
Oh, the church scene.
The church scene, because this pastor is in the comics, right? He is. I forget what. I think he has the same name as in the comics. I think, but he actually is like somebody that helps Superman in the comics. Like Superman does go to the church and ask the Father for help, and this is the pastor that he goes to. And I love how the pastor gives advice, because this is the moment where nobody knows who Clark really is, right?
You wanna know
but
something?
they're all looking for him.
I'm like, why is it hot in here? Because my dumbass have the seat warmers on.
But it's at the part where everyone's looking for the alien, right? Superman. And nobody knows who he is, and he just like, he's so human at this point that he doesn't have any problem revealing himself to a pastor. Pastors are all high and mighty,
like,
but
this version of Clark Kent is too worried about keeping a secret. It's like, if someone finds out, oh well.
yeah, but still, it's like, this is the first person he goes to deciding if he should turn himself in. Like, it's so human to me. It's so human, because it's like a normal person that's devoted to Christ and going to the Father for help and advice on their most serious issues that they don't tell anybody about. And
I know, but I mean, that's like super deep. If you look at it, if you lived your whole life thinking you're a human, and then your people come to the planet you've been living on, and they're like, hey, bro, come out, or we're gonna wreck this shit. Then yeah, he's gonna. What should I do?
But it's also like,
you get what I mean?
Yeah, but a pastor is more of an authority figure, right? Like, people look at pastors as like authority figures, just like you look at a policeman as an authority figure, right? They're just in a different way. I know, but I'm saying but I'm saying in a different way, right? A pastor is an authority figure in a whole different way than like a fireman or whatever. But I just think it's funny how like Clark just basically tells them, like, I'm the alien they're looking for. Should I turn myself? And how the pastor reacts. I mean, again, that pastor is nothing special, honestly. He's still human. He could have been freaked out and immediately called,
hey, I found him!
Right? But instead, he gave him advice that really helps him out in making the decision. And I love that part. I thought that was hilarious, and I thought that was also really, really cool thing. And then they put the part Clark in the church to where he's right behind like that picture of Jesus.
And Jesus had the little red cape thing.
And it's I don't know if you know that, but at that part in that scene, that depiction of Jesus is actually a depiction of in the Bible, to where that's the moment when Jesus was figuring out if he should die or not.
Oh, no.
That was the actual, like, that's what the portrait represented at that point.
Oh, shit.
So, and that's Clark, like, feeling like, should I turn myself in or not? So it's the same. I thought it was a cool correlation, and that's what Zack Snyder was looking at, and that was what he was referencing, which was really cool.
So this is the, we done jumped ahead.
So Superman has turned himself in.
Yeah, Superman turned himself in, and, I was gonna call her Amy. Lois was caught by the FBI.
She got abducted. Like, okay, so she knew who he was. She's not a criminal.
The government do that, and then they pointed guns at her like she was gonna, She's
a reporter.
That's what the authorities do. They point guns at people. Oh my gosh,
it's so stupid.
But I like this scene because he's like, oh, you let them handcuff you, and he's like, yeah, so they'll feel safe and stuff like that. But I like how with Swanwick behind, he goes up to talk to the people behind the mirror, the window. He just stands. He doesn't because you know how people break handcuffs. They're like, yeah, and they break the handcuff. He just got up and just relaxed his arms, and the fuckers broke.
I know. It's like,
and everybody jumped and like, oh shit.
It's like he had.
He just relaxed his arms. He's just like.
It's like he had noodles as handcuffs and he just snapped.
Like paper, just like.
When he goes up to the window, to the mirror, and you know how everybody moves back and stuff?
Yeah.
The only one that didn't move back was the general, right? And there's actually, like, Zack Snyder, like, leaked
Martian Manhunter!
Yeah, he leaked out that he's probably Martian Manhunter.
I didn't even notice that. Let's watch that real quick.
I love that part.
Oh, man.
Right there.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Kind of alien pathogen.
Been here for 33 years, Doctor. Haven't infected anyone yet.
33 years.
We have legitimate security concerns.
What's up, John?
What are you saying, John?
We gotta talk over it so YouTube don't ding us.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get paid for this. But here he goes.
Snap.
Just click.
See, they all step back except him. He's sitting in the exact same spot.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's not scared of him.
Because they got the same powers, basically. Except homeboy can't do fire.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that part was really cool. Like, he's like, nah, I'm tough too.
I'll fight you too. Soups. Clark.
Right?
Cal.
But if that comes up later on, and I know they're rebooting, like, the DCU. But I hope that still stays. Honestly, I want Martian Manhunter to come up, right? He is a Justice League member. I mean, he's an important character.
I don't want to get into that DC parallel universe shit.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. Anyway, this is basically like Act 3.
Yeah, now we're getting on the alien shit.
And Clark is about to handle his shit. And we're just gonna wrap things up.
Right there. With the skulls and all that. I love that is what Zod thinks is gonna persuade Superman to come to his side. That's like the most
killing everyone?
Yeah, like the whole skull and everywhere and everything. I'm like, do you really think that's gonna make him be like, oh yeah, I'll join your side, it seems cool. Like, no, motherfucker. Like, you killed everybody that he knows.
This is because Clark's home is Earth, even though he's Kryptonian. Like, I'm African American. My home is America, even though I'm descendant of Africa.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, I don't know shit about Africa. If I was to go to Africa, I'd be scared shitless. Like, I don't want to get ate by a lion. I hear all this crazy shit people, Americans say about Africa. Oh, you're going to get sick. And, freaking child soldier is going to shoot you up or whatever the fuck. And, I'm just like, maybe I'll just go to South Africa where all the white people are with safer.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
no, yeah, he's more human. He's more of an
earthling. So he's gonna choose, like, man, I'm gonna choose home over, like, if I had to choose between America and Africa, I mean
yeah.
It kind of makes me feel a little dirty inside because America's, I don't want to say America is questionable 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But Africa's the motherland. So it's just like, well, if I gotta choose, I'm gonna choose home.
Yeah.
So this is Act 3. Let's just wrap this shit up.
They get, like, his memories, like, blah blah blah, where the codex is, all that stuff.
Oh, I told you what we say about attacking Superman's mama. Don't fuck with his mama.
You do not attack his mama. I love he just stops.
He heard it. He heard it. He was like, hold up. But is somebody at my house?
But it's like, I think he also knew that the police were there, so he's like, I can leave you, it's fine.
Yeah, he's like, hold up. Who's at my house?
Mom!
Who you gonna fuck with my mama? What does he say?
Gosh.
Something else about all the Kryptonians. Have you noticed? All the Kryptonians have dark hair.
Yeah.
They all have dark hair. I thought they all had blue eyes too, but they weren't.
No,
some of them have brown eyes.
That's just the hair thing. So I guess that's how they're different from humans. I guess
they all look the same. I didn't see not one dark Kryptonian. They're all like white.
Yeah, no, they are.
But Fiora though, I'm like, hey girl, I see you. How tall are you? 6 feet? Yeah. Hi. Tall girls are fun.
Like that throw. She's old. Like, that could have broke her hip.
Yeah, I've seen old people fall before. They shatter like glass.
Exactly. I love her. She just doesn't give a fuck.
They put her in the comics. I'm like, everybody in the movie don't need to be in the comics.
I know, but she was badass.
Yeah. She needs, like, her own movie or something. I just want to see 15 minutes of just Fiora.
And she's, like, the only girl with Zod's army.
She'll fuck you
Look
up.
at all, like, he broke
and this
her
motherfucker,
house.
that Kryptonian is like 7 feet tall, dude. He's like a lanky motherfucker.
I know.
Oh, here he comes. What do you say?
I don't...
Wait, hold on. He's like, don't you put your hands on my mother or some shit like that.
I don't know. They're punching.
You shouldn't attack my mother.
Okay, this Smallville fight that's about to break out is so cool because it was all shot on handheld cameras and zooms. Like they didn't have the animated things in there.
A nice chunk of the movie shot handheld, because I shoot stuff myself, and I'm like, why is my shit so shaky? That's why I shoot with my iPhone a lot, because I'm like, how is it that my $2,000 camera don't have digital stabilization, but my iPhone does, and it costs less? That makes me so mad, because I hate my shit being shaky. But sometimes it's all right if it's not too shaky.
Yeah.
This movie, it's not shaky, but you can tell someone's holding it with their hand.
Yeah, it feels like I was watching this. I was watching this one video, and they explained this, and I was like, "Oh, that's so true." It feels like it's like a documentary.
Yeah. So here's the World Forger,
how they're gonna make Earth
terraforming thingamabob.
Yeah, they're gonna make Earth into Krypton.
Well, at least have Earth have the atmosphere of Krypton, and I'm just scrubbing through the rest of it so we can just wrap it up.
Yeah, there's
Is there anything you have to say about fucking destroy freaking Metropolis?
Oh, just
I mean, if you look at the movie after this, which is BVS, it was just like a small city block in a metropolis-sized city. So it's still a nice chunk of space, but it's not. They didn't tear down the entire city of Krypton. I mean, Metropolis.
I don't know if you noticed this. This is in the fight between Zod and Superman. And I don't know if you noticed this, because I know you're a huge Batman fan, but there's a sign. No. In the beginning, the very, very beginning of the fight, when he throws Superman through a building, the first building, there is a picture that is in the same style as Keep Calm and Carry On, but it says Keep Calm and Call Batman.
Oh shit! Sign. I need to see that.
That's a nod for the next movie. That was a foreshadowing, because in Batman versus Superman, at the beginning part, Bruce Wayne is in this area. Like,
yeah, he's here.
And he's helping people. So that was like
here.
that little sign was like a foreshadowing moment that Batman is there.
Oh,
he's helping people right now.
Also, there's this scene where they're in a sky battle, and Superman is punching Zod. He does this 2-punch, like the 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Supergirl on the TV show, they kind of homage that.
But yeah, if you find the sign, it's like right at the beginning of their fight.
Oh, I'm not trying to find it.
Oh, well, there's also other things. Like there's different things from Snyder's movies. Like there was that bloody smiley from Watchmen that was there when and also LexCorp is a huge thing. So it was definitely foreshadowing. There was LexCorp everywhere in this movie.
This is the one Superman movie where Lex Luthor is not in it.
Yeah, they just had his
the
stuff.
one live action Superman movie where Lex Luthor is not present, which is refreshing.
There was also a part when Zod put, that part when they were on the building and stuff, and Superman was he was shooting his heat vision at Zod's
and he crossed the lasers, and then homeboy Wayne's building was the floor above.
No. This is when they were in a building under construction, and you had the big.
And he hits the sign and it goes to 0.
Yeah, I was dying at that part. It's like Days of the Accidents. He hits it. 0.
I noticed that on the first watch.
Yeah, I did too. That was so funny. There's also you were saying before when I was talking about the Batman and you guessed the satellite, because that in Batman versus Superman, that's what Bruce saw up in the air, his satellite being destroyed. And so that was kind of he already doesn't like Superman at this point.
You wrecked my shit and you killed John.
Right?
Or no, his name is Jack.
Yeah,
Jack!
That's just oh my gosh. It is so funny.
Jack! Not Jack! You fucking killed Jack Clark! I'm gonna fuck you up!
Break the microphone. I like the kamikaze scene to where the army dude, I forget his name, but
Swanwick's the other dude.
Yeah, he does the same line that the Kryptonian girl does, where he tells her when he's doing a kamikaze, which is hilarious. A good death is its own reward. He said this to her because she said that to him when she was about to kill him before Superman came in and saved him, which is hilarious. There's
this part, I'll let you finish.
Okay. There's one thing with this fighting and stuff. I noticed this as well watching it, and it felt familiar. The fighting style between Superman and Zod the artist referenced it with Dragon Ball Z and a bunch of anime movies, which is
that's how you gotta do it.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like, it was fun. I liked it like that because it was like, it felt like more extreme that way.
Yeah, that's so shit. I mean, in the car, I'm just gonna say, this is the best representation of Superman in live action, because it's just like the cartoons and it's just like the comics. I know everybody likes the Donner stuff, and I mean, he only did 2.5 movies, and that was the first time. No, that's not the first. That's not the first time Superman was live action. No, but but everybody holds that stuff up like it's freaking gold. But it doesn't age well. I feel like this movie will age well.
I think it will too.
And
it's like Hannah Montana.
It's Superman being Superman. You can't watch those old ass movies. It's like, I want to see Superman do something super besides fucking pick up a car. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Stronger, faster than a Pokemon.
Yeah. But this whole movie, I can't remember what came first. The graphic novel Superman Earth 1 or this movie, but there's a lot of similarities between the Earth 1 book and this movie, especially when he's flying up into the laser of the World Forger. There's a similar scene like that in the comic books, where he just kind of like, and he blows up whatever fucking machine is holding him down. But and also his ship is kind of like the Fortress, like that's also like in the comic, the Earth 1 comic. And there's some other stuff, but I'm trying to,
Yeah, I like with how Zod. I mean, definitely, like, this is one of the villains in DC, in the DCU, to where you can understand Zod's point of view of what's happening. He's like almost like Thanos, to where he knows people, like, the only way to get to a better world is to do so much destruction. And again, he represents Plato's ideas and Plato's Republic of how it needs to be this way, or else we're gonna all die. Like, it won't work. It won't work out anyway. He's the extremist form, though. Like, he's definitely an extremist.
I mean, look, I'm not a bad person, but I low key be on the same page. Yeah. Just like with Transformers, like, my favorite Transformer is Optimus Prime. But Megatron, his quote is peace through tyranny. And I'm like, you're not wrong. Because that's the only way people fucking listen to him. If you walk up to him and punch the bitches in the face, you get what I mean?
It's like prison rules, where, like, if you want to be respected in prison, you better punch the biggest guy.
You gotta fuck somebody up. Like the whole achieving peace through peaceful acts. Peaceful. Well, it kind of doesn't work. I mean, it works and then it doesn't.
It's a longer. It'll take longer for it to work. It takes
longer.
Instead of
but then if you achieve peace through fear, then that just causes more problems, but you get there quicker.
Exactly. Like, I felt bad for Zod. He did, like, he is pure Kryptonian, right? He lost all his people. Like, he was in the Phantom Zone, and then they made that into they used the Phantom Zone to get out, because once Krypton was destroyed,
he comes out and he's like, wait, what the fuck?
And his worst fears were brought to him. They didn't even get to see Krypton get destroyed. It was just destroyed.
It was just gone.
And it was in pieces, and I feel for him for that, because he's not like Clark. Clark is more human. Like, he doesn't know Krypton. He never experienced it. You left, like, less than a day after he was born. So
pretty much.
So
he was a big ass newborn baby, if you think about it.
For real. But I mean, Zod's trying all he can to bring Krypton back, and I mean, obviously he can't, because then that means death to all humans, right?
Yeah.
But I get it. He's trying to bring his people back, so they won't go extinct. So I feel for him, but again, like, it couldn't work. We can't pass up.
How about where are you going?
I was gonna go to the snap. We can't.
That's right. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Superman's first kill. Superman doesn't kill, just like Batman doesn't kill. Look, this is the moment. All of these events is what shapes Superman into becoming who we know him to be. Yeah. So when he had to kill Zod because he's gonna freaking freaking toast that whole family. He was just like, you know, he didn't want to do it. That's why he was screaming. He's just like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it, but he had to do it to save the people.
Mm-hmm.
But
you could tell that
Zod forced them to do it.
That destroyed Superman. Like, can you, like, I know, like, that was, I mean, can you imagine, like, with Batman, like, if he had to make that decision, which he's had to in the past, but he's always figured out a way. But, I mean, Superman is very new. He's not used to being a hero yet. He doesn't understand, like
I said, he's been doing this shit a week.
So in his mind, I mean, if I was a superhero for a week, and the biggest option to ending this first battle would be to kill the villain, I would, because I don't understand other ways. I don't understand what I could do.
And it's not even that. Within the same week, he finds out who he is. His people come looking for him, and then he had to eradicate
the last
of his people. Yeah. Like, he wasn't alone, but now he had to force himself to be alone to save the planet he grew up on. So it's just like people have to, you know, pull your head out of your asses. This isn't like the fucking comic book. You just can't have that hero be in fucking Act 2 his whole life. They have to get, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end to a story. That's the one thing that's wrong about comic books, is that they're forever in Act 2, so people can't see the character in their early stages or even at the end. It's like, that's not how it'll end. I think it will end this way. Like, everybody has their fucking opinion about how something will end, because comic books don't ever fucking end.
Well, they can't, or else they don't make any more money.
But the thing is, like, DC has their fucking unit. They have 52 fucking alternate worlds, and they make up a bunch of bullshit ones, and then they keep rebooting the main one. Fucking why? If you want alternate worlds, tell a story. You use the main continuity for like fucking 20 years. If you want to reboot, go to Earth 3. Tell a story there. Start it, end it. And then another 20, 30 years go by, do another one. Yeah. You know, because that's how after the Infinite Crisis, the one in the 80s, Infinity Crisis, like that, from the 80s until 2000, whatever the fuck, that was one story. Like, all the sidekicks became the main heroes. Dick Grayson was Batman. Aqualad was Aquaman. Like, there was a whole
Wonder Girl was Wonder Woman. Like,
yeah, everybody was like the whole Justice League was populated by the sidekicks now. Yeah, and then there are a new generation of Teen Titans. Just think if that world would have just ended. You get what I mean? They would have just wrote the end, as opposed to doing Flashpoint and resetting it. And then, we want to reintroduce Legacy back into it. Now DC fucking Rebirth to bring back what you took away.
I like the idea of the sidekicks coming up and being the heroes. Isn't that kind of a rite of passage for that to happen? That's why they have sidekicks, right? To replace them.
But we can never fucking get there because they keep hitting the fucking reset button.
I know.
When was the last time there was a Dick Grayson Robin story told in the book?
I mean, there was. I don't know.
There was one like recently. Like, I think it was Batman Eternal. They did a few like flashbacks, but Dick Grayson hasn't been Robin in fucking ages. Like Batman, you know, there was Dick Grayson, and then when Jason Todd showed up, and then Tim Drake showed up, and then now Damian's the new Robin. But after all these reboots, they don't go back and retell those stories with those old Robins. You know, they just, he was Robin before it, and then now this is the new guy. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I like that they didn't reverse Dick's character, and I'm personally.
We're here talking about Batman doing a Superman.
I know, but what was his name again? Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne, like, I like him as Robin the best.
I fucking love Damian. He's the best Robin. Dickhead.
He's such an asshole. I love it. But let's get back to Man of Steel.
But anyway, about Legacy, you know, we all know Superman has children, and it'll be cool to see Jonathan Kent grow up to be Superman. Yeah. You know, we always have these what if stories, but it would be nice to read an ongoing comic book where Jonathan Kent is Superman.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, it would be cool. Definitely. But, okay, so let's get back to Man of Steel. We're almost done with it. We got 15 minutes left on there. So we have the snap. We talked about it. I mean, it's very emotional. Let's go to the next part right after. So the aftermath. So
he's kind of hot.
That was hilarious. So
I mean, look,
we talked about this.
My best
earlier.
friend, our best friend. I mean, she's in love with Henry Cavill, and I
she
can
is,
see why.
But do you know her comic book character, which could have been something great if they weren't rebooting this?
Yeah. Who is she supposed to?
She's Star Sapphire. She's the love interest for Hal Jordan.
That's funny. Coriander? Oh, no. Sorry. Star Sapphire, not
yeah.
Starfire.
Yeah, Star Sapphire.
Oh, for Ferris.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Carol Ferris?
Yes. It's
Carol
Ferris.
Shit.
So I think it's funny because she's like, he's kind of hot, but she's supposed to be with Hal Jordan.
I mean, she has a type. She likes him. She
likes
men who can fly.
She like him powerful.
Is you powerful? Can you fly? Let me get that dick real quick.
Right, but I love that part. But okay, so we get to.
Well, I'm trying to get to the. Go ahead.
We're gonna get to the Daily Planet in a second when he joins.
Oh no, this part right here.
Oh, you want to? Okay, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch it, but I'm gonna turn the volume off. But they're at the cemetery and they're reminiscing about Papa Kent. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, if only he can see how you know, because his dad kind of sort of, I don't want to, kind of had like a, I don't want to say for premonition, or he knew Clark was going to be somebody special.
He knew he was going to be great.
And then people are all like, how do you know the dude that stands with the cape on? It's just like, that's like, I forget what I was watching, but they were saying, Krypton is a cape culture. Like, everybody wear capes. Like, we fucking wear pants, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's just kind of like in his blood. Like, that's just instinctual, I guess you can say. Especially with him having the codex in him. So he's just, that's just something that came natural to him. He put this thing on his back and he took that stance.
He feels powerful.
Yeah. And then his dad seen him and it's just like, you know, that's my boy. He's going to become something special.
Right. He's going to be... Like, he's
going to become a Superman.
Oh my god. Whoa. You cracked the whole thing. You cracked the entire movie. Wow. Okay, so we're at this part. This is the very end. This is when he joins the Daily Planet. He finds his persona, and he says it in the show.
He's not his persona. He's just living himself.
Well, yeah, but he says...
About that. Real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. Batman's true identity is Batman.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is his mask.
I know.
Clark Kent's true identity is Clark Kent. His mask is Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, he's developed, he found this job, which I don't know if he ever wanted to be a reporter, right?
That seems kind of random in the context of this movie.
But he says it, he makes it make sense because he says he needed to find a job where people wouldn't turn an eye to him disappearing or going to somewhere dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's why he's a reporter. And, okay, so it's this part when...
Keep his ear low to the ground kind of thing.
Yeah.
And isn't the girl, Olsen, the dark-haired girl? Her last name is Olsen?
Yes. But this is the part when Lois is introduced to Clark, and she says...
She's not introduced to Clark. She's
quote, introduced to Clark for the Daily Planet. And, again, this is wrapping up, like I said in the beginning, wrapping up the whole immigrant story, because she says the line to him, quoted, "Welcome to the planet." I know she means the Daily Planet, but welcome to the planet,
welcome
like
planet Earth. Welcome to Earth.
So this is like somebody from like, I'll just give the most cliche reference. Someone from Mexico being accepted by like some Americans, right? Like, I'm accepting of you. Like, you belong here.
One of the doctors
kind of
I work with, he's from Canada and he became a citizen this week. So I'm just like,
oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Hope you don't regret it.
I feel like Canada's better.
Let's go back. I want to become a Canadian citizen.
Can we swap? I'll take your citizenship, you take mine. But okay, so yeah, but I love that it was full circle from him like doing all these odd jobs, not understanding, feeling like an outcast to now I'm accepted.
Yeah, he found out who he was and he found his place in the world, and he's, I guess you can say, the Man of Steel.
I'm gonna punch you. What is this Donald Duck laugh you do right now?
That was my old laugh. You should have heard me when I was younger. That was something like hereditary. I got it from my mom. Just we'll laugh, and then when you laugh and you hit the heart and you get quiet. Mm-hmm. When you're laughing real hard, and then all you hear is.
Yeah.
I don't laugh like that anymore. Now I just sound like the fucking Joker.
Okay, well that was Man of Steel.
That was Man of Steel. We did this whole last podcast and we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh no, I did. I said it's Corey and Kat.
No, but we didn't. We got to do the hey. This is Corey Gibson, also known as cgibsonREX on the internet. Hi, my name is Kat Michelle Ekes, and I am Kitty Cat Meow on Twitter.
Well, then let's do it right now, and you can just cut it and put it in the beginning.
Well, we just did it, so we can just hit stop.
I didn't even say my name. You said my name.
Well, you don't have a Twitter handle.
I don't. I have an Instagram handle.
Cat _
No.
What?
My name is Kat Ekes. Instagram handle cat.michelle E with 1 L. There you go.
Okay, I gotta pee. Let's go.
Okay. Peace out.
Bye.